Hey, hello there. Today we're going to have our first online episode of Tractor School. We're going to talk about KW high bar magnetos and some of their problems and some of their fixes. You can find them on usually pre-1925 and older tractors, and they can be a lot of problem if not maintained properly. They can cause an engine to run bad, to misfire, to be hard to start. Generally, this is where your problem is at more than anything. So we'll talk about a couple of the things that I see on a lot of them that we fix here. So one of their big problems is the low side of the coil is external. So it's exposed to rain, moisture, everything else. And the low side is right here coming out of this little tower and it goes here. So you'll get rust and corrosion here. You'll get rust and corrosion here. And you'll get rust and corrosion here in the top. And then there's a spider that goes on here like this. And in that spider, the low side of the coil also travels down to the ignition points here. Okay? And I see a lot of dirty points in there. And the points, they're right there. They usually need to be set around about 15 thousandths gap or so is pretty good. Another big problem they have is inside here you have the rotor. And the rotor spins around as the mag spins, you can see. And what these mags will do is they get carbon tracks inside. So that's like taking a pencil and drawing inside of here. Just draw a circle out of carbon, draw a circle out of carbon. So what happens is that carbon electricity will travel in the carbon and it'll always look for the path of least resistance, and you've got 4 brass plates in there, and each one of those brass plates lead to a hole in the top here where the spark plug wire hooks up. So it's important that those are clean, that's clean in there also to prevent misfires. So I'll show you kind of there's a coil that looks, what the coil looks like inside. There's another cap. Always got the handy dandy book around. The book never lies. So we'll come over here to an example on the bench, and you guys, I can get a better look in here, and I'll show you the points better and how they operate. Take this cover off. So you can see in here, here's your points. All right, there they are. Now if you watch, you can see them open and close. You look real close. Open, close, open, close. So that's your gap that you're looking for. And again, like I talked about earlier, the low side connects to this stud after you put this cap on. And it's another area of corrosion or dirtiness right here that can also cause a problem. I'll put this nut back on. All right, and then again here, swing that down and connect it, and corrosion can also get in this fork. That'll cause the problem. Tighten that nut down. Okay, so you can see one here is all assembled. Low side energy travels through here, through the points, and as the points open and close, that collapses the field and creates a spark on the high side. Now your high side comes out right here and this other tower farther in, and it travels here, down the center, in the middle, and then the high side will get distributed in that rotor again, and like I said earlier, that's where the carbon tracks can form and cause a misfire. One of the common problems with these magnetos, more than anything, is the condenser. And the condenser is made out of cardboard and foil, and it's down in here in this brass box. So a lot of times I'll put in this new condenser, and that'll take care of most of the mag problems. So I'll show you here too. Another big problem with these is the impulse back here. So a lot of people are like, oh, you hear trip the mag, trip the mag. So what that does is, if you look here, an impulse, it does 2 things. It retards the spark, and it winds the magneto up like a clock. There's a clock spring in here that makes the mag turn over fast, even though you're turning the engine over slow. So you look here, watch, trip the mag. Boom, the dog falls, and you can see it catch in the trip right there. So now you'll watch. Come here, and this is where we'll grab the mag. You'll spin it, and you'll see the mag, the impulse, turn, goes, hits, releases. Okay? And we'll do it one more time. Turn slow, release. Okay, you can see these mags are very hot too. This is one we went through, but we kept it looking old. Just at a slow speed. I mean, there's instant spark. It's hard to see with the camera, but now you can kind of get the idea. And these need to be wound pretty good. This is a big spring in here. This isn't no little tiny spring. These need to have a good snap to them in order to get a good fire to make that tractor easy to start. Another real important thing to these is charging the magnets and making sure they're marked right. So I hope that helps a little bit and kind of gives you a little bit of an insight. Like I said, low side can't have corrosion, carbon tracks, clean points set right, good condenser, and the impulse free and working right. Everything working the way it's supposed to. The right tension on the clock spring. So I hope that'll kind of help and make things run a little better. So thanks for tuning in with the first online tractor school.